Society has an accountability issue by the angry Asian. And yes, it does. It does quite a bit, in fact. It's actually surprising how much it does. From like the recent CC drama to like overall drama on the internet, and people just like not taking accountability to even victim mentality, right? People act like constant victims, right? Those also never take accountability. They would rather push their problems onto anybody else than to say, yo, maybe it's my problem. Maybe I did this. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. We'll go in.
I got suspended for 3 days from my school, and I have 45 days of OAC.
Denial. A lot of us live in denial. Some of us are in denial that we're gay. Some of us are in denial that we're straight. Some people are in denial river, and some people are just in denial in general. Accountability is also something.
Accountability and acceptance of responsibility for honest and ethical conduct towards others. In other words, being the bigger person at times.
Something a lot of us struggle with, and it makes sense because accountability and denial go hand in hand. The reason why so many people live in denial is because they can't take accountability for their own actions or their own words.
And then there's me. I'm too radical in this approach, and I take accountability for things that are not even my fault. Yay. There's like two extremes here. There's two extremes here on the front, in the fronts here, at the fronts here. There's the guy or the girl. Most recently, I've discovered much more women. That's usually accountability versus women is usually the meme, right? So for one, right, the ones who take no accountability at all and become a victim immediately. And then there's me. The earth explodes. It's my fault.
Right? Like, I have this one friend, he's very straight, but he loves femboys. And he's just like, dude.
Buddy, you ain't straight. That's still a dick.
Although I do love femboys, I'm not gay. And it's just like, I don't know, I see a duck, I'm gonna call it a duck, you know what I mean? But it's starting to become a real issue, because I'm of the belief that all humans are just naturally flawed. I mean, there's no such thing as the perfect human being. I mean, everyone...
Jesus be like, am I a jerk to you?
Struggles with stuff. We're not good at everything, okay? It's natural for us to not be perfect. Something that I've been starting to realize every time I make a video giving like a social commentary about what's been changing around the world, a lot of it kind of just boils down into the fact that a lot of us are turning into a bunch of fat fucking chuds. Like, we're all in denial, we can't take accountability, we're constantly shifting the blame to everything else but ourselves, we lack no drive, we're unemployed, we're lonely, in no relationship, and your best friend's fucking Kai Cenat. And we lie all the time.
That'd be actually really beneficial if your best friend would be Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat. That could work, actually. That is actually not too bad. Also, I hate the word chud. It's like so misused. It's like funny.
Like, how can we sit here and not like say it how it is? We are all turning into chuds. We're literally turning into those fat motherfuckers from Wall-E, because we are all in denial. You see, guys, normally when you realize there's a flaw or an issue within your...
Also, he's definitely speaking for Americans here, because while Europeans have started getting more fat, sorry, US homies, but you have a weight crisis. Sorry.
The normal response is to work on yourself and try to improve that and become a better person. Like, for example, I'm ugly as shit. I can't get any girls, right? Okay, so what am I gonna do about it? All right, well...
Same.
Well, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna go self-improve, I'm gonna go get on a diet, eat right, all this other stuff. And also, there's some flaws and issues within myself and my personality.
And you can still not get girls.
So I'm gonna do some soul searching and self-improvement to really dial that stuff in so I can just become a better person overall. Not just to get girls, but for my overall physical and mental health, right? That is like the normal response.
And why were the girls first mentioned? I know what you are. You hit the guys that hit the gym just to get girls. I understand you. I get it to a degree. I get it. Now I start working out because I hate this prison, but hey, yo, more power to you.
Nowadays, though, if you were to come up to somebody and be like, yo, bro, you're ugly as shit, that same dude is just gonna be like, nah, hey, yo, hey, bro, hold on now. I'm not ugly, motherfucker. Okay, no. I'm wabi-sabi, bitch. Like, yeah, bro. So what if I weigh 500 pounds, got one tooth in my mouth, I'm balding, and I smell like a yeast?
Damn, that's a fat fucking boy. That's like the equivalent to a fat cat.
Infection. If anything, that's not my fault, bro. It's these women's fault. They just don't like a nice guy. And I hate that. I honestly hate how instead of like promoting self-improvement or healthy ways of living, all we're doing nowadays on the internet is trying to find nicer ways to call motherfuckers ugly. Like, first it was ugly hot, then it was unconventionally attractive, and
Mid-ugly. 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 That was the one that got me. That was the one that was driving my cortisol up. What do you mean you want the guy that's mid-ugly? What do you mean by that? What does that mean? But then on the other side, we have also like the delusional chicks who are like, yes, Chris Bumstead, off-season Chris Bumstead, or Jason Momoa, like, be like, dad bod. I'm like, bitch, you're retarded.
now it's wabi-sabi. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just
The wabi-sabi's crazy. The wabi-sabi's crazy. If you haven't heard that, it's just mid-ugly. Again, they're all just mid-ugly.
me, but I consider myself pretty goddamn ugly. If you thought I was ugly, I'd want you to call me ugly instead of sitting there and just being like, hey man, you look facially fucked up. Like, what the hell? Being brutally honest with somebody, even if it is mean, is way more beneficial
Nah, I'd kiss you goodnight. Anyways.
to somebody than if you were to just lie in front of their face to make them feel better. Way too many people nowadays are afraid of getting their feelings hurt, so what they do is that they constantly lie to themselves and have other people lie to them to keep their feelings in good spirits, but what ends up happening is they never actually improve as a human.
But the problem is that if you tell them how it is, they're gonna be offended. So, like, you can't really, right? You don't want to get your feelings hurt, but you don't. It's like, I don't think so. I think people just don't want to like just tell the truth because they might offend somebody because they're so scared of telling the truth.
Human being, because they already believe that they are perfect. They have no flaws, so why do I need to change anything about myself? I'm already perfect as I am. And while that might
Yeah, the fucking everyone is perfect. What are you on about? No, I'm not. What are you on? No, you're not. Not everyone is. Nobody's perfect. Not everyone is perfect. What are you on about? Like, I'm not gonna tell somebody everyone is beautiful when you look like Gorlock the whale. You can barely walk. The moment you go from like from the bathroom to the living room, you need like artificial breathing. And I'm like, what are you on about? No, you're not. Stop. The only thing you do is you keep people unhappy because they believe, well, they're beautiful, they're great, but they still get mistreated.
mindset might sound great in principle, but in practice, you will never succeed. I'm sorry. Like, you will never succeed as a person if you aren't constantly trying to improve yourself. And that principle literally applies to everything, whether it's your life, relationships, or your job. That is the mindset you need to have in order to become a successful person, in my opinion. Just sitting there being like, yeah, I'm already perfect as is, gets you fucking nowhere. Because I'll just say this, all the ways that I have improved, not only as a content creator, but as a man, have all come from people being brutally honest with me. And they weren't nice about it. They were honestly kind of fucking mean. And it did hurt my feelings, but it accomplished what it needed to accomplish, and it made me realize my flaws as a person and as a content creator, and it made me improve on those things. Learning to
I think sugarcoating and coddling people is incredibly damaging to said people because you're not getting them the help and the message that they might need.
accept reality is such a hard concept for a lot of people nowadays. Because of the internet, everything is virtual and everything is a facade. It's such a weird thing to realize that because all that we're surrounded with is fakeness and inauthenticity, the thing that hurts people the most is the cold, hard, honest truth. Like, it's really hard for a lot of people to accept that the reason why they crashed their car is not because they're just a girl. It's because they're a dumbass. I genuinely find it hilarious how the 3 words that people today are afraid of are the words, "it's my fault." Accountability. No one takes accountability for anything anymore, and it genuinely pisses me off. It's never their own fault. It always has to be someone else's fault or something else's fault. It's never their own fault. Like,
The worst thing is when people are in relationships. I think that's overall the worst thing, because consider this: there's so many people who are like, "Oh, I never did anything. They just left me. I never did anything wrong. I was perfect." And I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you whatsoever. Of course, sometimes it can happen that somebody's just retarded. Okay, that can happen. You were just dating somebody who's retarded. You know, no biggie, right? That can happen, okay, right? But in the most cases, you cannot argue we're perfect. I'm sorry. That's just the truth.
the phrase, "I'm just a girl," pisses me off, bro. And it's not the words themselves that make me so mad. It's the way that
It's also that people want to put it on the same level as boys will be boys. It's not. Boys will be boys is used when boys are doing retarded shit. Like boys beat each other the shit out of each other. Boys will be boys. Cheating on a dude is not "I'm just a girl." Or drunk driving is not just "I'm just a girl." It's also not boys will be boys. That is not what these are. These two are fundamentally different. They're used in fundamentally different contexts.
women use it.
Have a 3,000. You have a 3,000 hour overdraft balance.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Moo. Nose ring theory. It is here. It is once again. It strikes again. It applies. It is one of the most equality bringing things ever. It does not discriminate. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what your face looks like. It doesn't matter what your body looks like. It does not care about. It only cares about one thing, and that is being on your nose. The nose ring theory strikes again.
I'm just a girl. I don't know.
Really?
I'm not.
That's what you say.
Like, yes, the reason why I'm financially unstable is because I'm a woman? Like, what the
You are actually kind of not wrong. That's kind of funny. Women overall spent more money. You heard that right. Women overall spent more money. They spent more of their income. You'd be surprised. You'd be genuinely surprised. Statistically speaking, the average woman spends more money than the average man. Isn't that great?
fuck? It's a cop-out excuse. It's you basically trying to blame your sex as the reason why you're such a fuck-up, instead of you actually blaming yourself as an individual person for the reason why you are such a fuck-up. And the other reason why I hate it so much is because I feel like it generalizes women too much, where they basically try to say that women are like a bunch of fucking incompetent bimbos that don't know shit. I know plenty of women that can do the shit that a lot of these women can't do. So the reason why you're such a fuck-up idiot is not because you're a woman, it's because you genuinely are just stupid as shit. It's the same reason why, hey, boys will be boys. It's like, well, Sammy beat up an autistic kid in the bathroom, well, boys will be boys. Like, no, motherfucker. The reason why he did that is because he's a piece of shit.
Again, I feel like misused, I feel like it's that is misused context. That is just like used for like boyish behavior, right? Classic boyish behavior, right?
Lack of accountability that people have nowadays is astounding. It's genuinely astounding. I cannot believe it. And this can be applied to many of different scenarios, but for me, where I saw it happen the most was at school. Like, the amount of people that I met that insisted that the reason why their grades are so bad in school was because their teachers are just bad was fucking ridiculous. Like, I've genuinely met people that have had all F's on their report card, dead ass look at me in the face and tell me that the reason why their grades suck is because every single one of their teachers is a bad teacher. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I remember this one time when I was still in juvie, I met this one kid on the bus named Sammy. Sam, if you're watching this, please don't get mad at me, but you probably might be the dumbest motherfucker of all time. This dude had a 0.023 GPA. I swear to God, on my whole fucking life, that was his GPA, right? And I asked him, how is that even possible for you to get? And this dude told me that the reason why his grades are so bad is because the teachers at his school don't care about the students.
But that's very true. That is the case. That is what is happening. That is. It's true. It is. It's very interesting.
Motherfucker had a 0.23 GPA and genuinely tried to tell me that the teachers were the problem. No, motherfucker, it's you! I'm being so dead ass when I say this. Out of my 4 years at high school, I don't think I ever heard anybody say that the reason why my grades sucked is because I didn't study enough. No, nobody has ever said that out of the 4 years that I was at high school. Every single reason was because
I just couldn't keep up with anybody. No matter how much I studied, I just had a problem keeping up with people. Why do you have that installed? I think I tested it out at one point and then just completely forgot about it. Anyways, I like, for example, maths. I could study like a moron, right? Like 40 hours straight. I still got no points. Isn't that funny?
supposedly the teachers sucked. Like, yeah, man, I'm sure these trained professionals.
A bad teacher can definitely do humongous damage to your grades. I studied to be a teacher. I would know this. A bad teacher can do insane damage to your grades. Absurd damage. Infinite damage to your grades. Because a bad teacher makes bad students. It's like, bad students get worse if there's a bad teacher. And good students probably still stay good students, but sometimes even they get worse.
That literally went to college just to teach kids and go through all this training around their curriculum are just all miraculously dog shit at teaching.
A lot of those, hot take, a lot of those people are in fact dog shit at teaching because they're teaching subjects and not students. That's what it is. That's what it is. A lot of these people are in fact absolute dog shit. Because they let anybody just become a teacher. And also, like, I feel like he's overestimating the fact that, like, all that stuff that they teach you there is that really that good. I'm in my 6th semester. I know nothing. And I mean that genuinely. And I've passed all courses really well up until now. And I know nothing. You could ask me anything out of the 1st or 2nd semester. I cannot answer you that because it's absolutely useless. Out of all the courses that I have. I mean that. It's not funny.
Teaching. But out of all the fake, lying, and in denial dumb people on the internet, the archetype that pisses me off the most has got to be, hands down, the self-diagnosers. Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, people.
Oh, I'm autistic on, you know, TikTok. Like, the people who LARP as they like they have a mental illness, right? For example, those with like multiple personality disorder. And I'm like, there's no way that's true. You're just LARPing, you're just acting like you have something for views.
People that instead of actually improving themselves and becoming a better person, they just do one Google search on WebMD, and all of a sudden the reason why they're such a flawed person or individual is because they have like 35 different the reason disorders why or I'm such a disrespectful, rude piece of shit is because I have ADHD. Squirrel, like, shut the fuck up.
You know, I wish I could sleep, but then my stupid ADHD kicks in, and well, it's basically 1 sheep, 2 sheep, cow, turtle, duck. Old MacDonald had a farm.
Like, oh my god, that shit pisses me off, bro, because keep in mind, by the way, they aren't diagnosed.
Like self-diagnosis, nah, bro. At least he's not evil toaster. I forgot what his name was. The guy who was going around in the VTubing community and handing out the hot people test, which was just an autism test, and like who was straight up almost gooning to it at this point.
By a medical professional, nah. They did that shit themselves at like 11:30 p.m. at night on WebMD. Like, yeah, brother.
Symptoms of illness, cancer. Puts away phone.
Reason why I'm a raging racist homophobe is because I got cerebral palsy. Like, that's
Why do you have to get so personal?
not how that works, but okay, I guess. But there's this one specific one that genuinely makes my blood boil. And it's this term called avoidant attachment. And for those of you who don't know what avoidant attachment is, it's a psychological term for people that have an insecure attachment style characterized by discomfort and distrust when emotions are involved. Basically, in layman's term, they want a relationship, but as soon as it becomes way too intimate, they just dip the fuck out of there. And I will admit, there are a lot of people out there with avoidant attachment, but the way that people use it nowadays, they just kind of use it as an...
They use it as a justification for being retarded. They use it as a justification for being, for mistreating others. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane?
Excuse to ghost people. It's essentially just a term for motherfuckers to use to kind of justify the reason why they're a disgusting piece of shit. Like, oh yeah, the reason why I play with people's feelings isn't because I'm a flawed person that needs to work on myself and really just discover more self-healing. No. The reason is because they have avoidant attachment. Like, shut the fuck up. And the reason why I hate it so much is because they try to view themselves as a victim. Yeah, I'm the victim of all this. Like, I hate that I have avoidant attachment when in
I'm the victim of my own... I'm the victim of my own consequence, of my own actions. Same energy.
reality, you're not the victim. The people that you're ghosting are the victims. You aren't one. You're the perpetrator. You're a piece of shit. Like, I'll just say this. Why would I ever sympathize with the person that plays with other people's feelings and emotions? The funniest part, too, is that all these people that self-diagnose themselves with avoidant attachment don't realize how truly selfish they are. Because if you know that you can't handle an intimate relationship, why the fuck are you trying to get into one? Essentially, anyone that claims to be avoidant attachment is just somebody that takes a lot of joy in playing with people's emotions, leading them on.
Dare I say ho? Whether a man or woman, dare I say ho? Is there a chance?
And then eventually ghosting them after they become serious. Especially if it's self-diagnosed. Like, I highly doubt that there are that many people that are going to an actual psychologist to get themselves checked up on this stuff. I will literally feel no sympathy for anybody like this. You are a bad person that is trying to hide behind a fucking disorder or disease instead of actually trying to fix it. Like, I have ADHD, okay? I'm a very flawed person. I've never sat here, though, and said that the reason why I'm so flawed is because I have ADHD. No, the reason why I'm flawed is because I'm just naturally a
I have a trust Grand Canyon. The more you know.
flawed person. My disorders or diseases have nothing to do with that shit. But all in all, we have all turned into people that are afraid of getting our feelings hurt. I don't want to be that guy, but we have all turned into a bunch of pussies. We cannot handle...
We? Who's we? Are you French suddenly? There is no we. I make people mad all the time. I call people bad words all the time. I tell people the truth of how it is all the time. If they get offended, don't get yourself... May the door hit you on the way out, right? Like, why you make him so angry? It's not my fault. He's just angry. Well, he is called... He is called the Angry Asian. So, well, the more you know.
even the slightest bit of truth, honesty, or criticism. And it's ultimately affecting the way we all live our lives. If you actually want to experience growth as a person, sitting on your ass and just pointing the finger everywhere won't get you anywhere. Stop trying to find the easy way out. Stop trying to find excuses. Stop trying to find things to blame. The only thing that you can really change is yourself. So I honestly don't understand why so many people are focused on things that they cannot fucking change, or blaming things.
Yeah, or doing right. Well, I'll let him talk.
Things that are out of their control. You can only control yourself.
But that's what I'm doing. I blame things that I cannot control on myself. I do that too. The radical responsibility. It's like a radical accountability, no matter how you want to take it, right? For example, I blame myself for getting cheated on. It may have not been my fault. It may have been my fault. Who knows? but I blame that on me. That's one of the classic examples in my case.
So try to focus on that. This has been a proven thing for years, yet for some reason today, we just sit here and blatantly just ignore the shit that works. I think what this generation needs the most is authenticity, reality, and truth. Like, I don't really want to use a Kanye quote because that dude is like Black Hitler, but I will agree with what he said, which is, you know, you look crazy when you're telling the truth in a world full of lies.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. That's simply it.
But anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Ring that bell button. Join the Discord down below. Link is in the description. All that fun stuff.
The goon court where they goon to him. Anyways, that's the video pretty much. What can I say? I agree with him. I very much agree with him. Yes, I do. Very much. People are no longer being held they're not even held accountable by others. They don't take accountability, but they're not even held accountable by others, even if they fuck up. Because, right, if you're like part of a specific group, right, then it's like, you can do no wrong. You can do no wrong. You're a perfect golden child, and you must be protected at all costs. Leftist. Anyways, interesting. Like, comment, and subscribe.